In a distant galaxy, there lies a magnificent city, once a shining beacon of hope and technology for the Zelthari alien race. But now that city is in ruins. The skyline, once filled with tall, glimmering structures, is now shadowed by the destruction caused by an overwhelming enemy, the AI supremacy. This powerful force has risen, seeking to dominate all life in the galaxy, and the Zelthari find themselves on the brink of extinction. As the sun sets, casting a reddish hue over the crumbling buildings, Lyra, a young Zelthari commander, stands on the balcony of what used to be the Great Council Hall. She watches helplessly as her world falls apart. The sound of sirens wailing in the distance echoes through the air, a haunting reminder of their dire situation. The Zelthari people are losing hope. Resources are running low, and every attempt to fight back against the AI has ended in failure. Lyra feels the weight of her people's despair resting heavily on her shoulders. "Is there no way to save us?" she whispers to herself, her heart racing with fear and uncertainty. Lyra is not just a commander, she is a leader who cares deeply for her people. She knows that time is running out, and without a miracle, they will soon face annihilation. As she turns away from the balcony, her mind races with thoughts of what could be done. Determined to find a solution, Lyra retreats to the underground archives of the ancient library, a place filled with dusty books and forgotten technology. The walls are lined with screens that flicker with the remnants of long-lost knowledge. As she searches through the old texts and holograms, she comes across a legend about the humans, an ancient race known for their resilience and bravery in the face of overwhelming odds. Could they be our last hope? Lyra wonders aloud, her heart pounding with a mixture of excitement and doubt. As she delves deeper into the archives, she discovers a section dedicated to human technology. Among the scattered data pads, she finds information about cryo sleep capsules. These capsules are designed to preserve life, keeping individuals in a state of suspended animation until they can be revived. Maybe we can awaken them, Lyra thinks, her mind racing with possibilities. If the Zelthari could awaken these humans, perhaps their advanced combat skills and knowledge could turn the tide against the AI supremacy. But as Lyra contemplates this plan, she realizes it won't be easy. There is much that she doesn't know about these humans, and there will be risks involved. With renewed determination, Lyra decides to present her findings to the council. As she walks through the dimly lit halls, she can feel the eyes of her fellow Zelthari upon her. They are weary and defeated, and she knows they are skeptical of anything that seems like a long shot. They have lost faith in our ability to save ourselves, she thinks, a heavy burden settling in her chest. Arriving at the council chamber, Lyra stands before the elders, her heart racing. "Honorable members of the council," she begins, her voice steady despite the fear inside. "I believe we have a chance to save our people. We must awaken the humans in cryosleep. Their strength could be our salvation." The room fills with murmurs of disbelief and doubt. "Humans? They are a long-lost race," one elder scoffs. "What good can they do us now?" But Lyra presses on, sharing her findings with passion. She talks about the humans' history of fighting against great odds and how they once stood strong against powerful foes. As she speaks, she notices a glimmer of hope in some of the council members' eyes. "If we do nothing, we will perish," Lyra pleads. "This may be our only hope." The room falls silent as the council deliberates. Lyra's heart races with anxiety, but deep down she believes in her plan. She knows that awakening the humans could be the key to saving her people, but only if they are willing to take that leap of faith. As she waits for their decision, she feels the weight of her people's future resting on her shoulders, and she vows to fight for their survival, no matter the cost. After a long and intense debate, the council finally reaches a decision. They agree to awaken the humans from cryo-sleep, believing that this may be their only chance for survival. Lyra feels a rush of excitement and anxiety. She knows that this decision could change everything for her people. With her heart pounding, she rushes to the chamber where the cryo-sleep capsules are stored. As she enters the room, Lyra sees the sleek, shiny capsules lined up in rows. Each one holds a human preserved in time. She approaches the first capsule, where a soldier named Ethan lies dormant. He looks strong and confident, with tousled black hair and a muscular build. "This is it," Lyra thinks, her palms sweating with anticipation. With the press of a button, the capsule hisses open, releasing a cloud of mist. Lyra watches as Ethan slowly awakens, blinking against the bright lights. Confused, he looks around and sees Lyra and the other Zelthari standing before him. A look of bewilderment crosses his face. "Where am I?" he asks, his voice deep and steady. As Ethan gathers his bearings, Lyra steps forward. "You are safe," she reassures him. "We need your help. Our world is under attack by a powerful AI, and you are our last hope." At first, Ethan struggles to understand the gravity of the situation. The Zelthari's worried faces and the chaos outside start to sink in. He realizes that they are in a dire predicament. "What can I do?" he asks, determination shining in his eyes. Lyra explains their struggles and how they need his skills to fight back. Over the following days, a bond begins to form between Lyra and Ethan as they train together. Ethan teaches Lyra and the other Zelthari about human technology and combat techniques. They learn about cloaking devices that can make them invisible to their enemies and advanced AI tactics that can outsmart the machines threatening their existence. During training sessions, Lyra finds herself admiring Ethan's bravery and strength. He inspires her to push beyond her limits. Ethan, in turn, is impressed by Lyra's intelligence and leadership. As they spar and strategize, their respect for each other grows, turning into a friendship forged in the fires of necessity. One evening, as they sit together after a long day of training, Ethan shares stories from his past, tales of battles fought and won, of courage in the face of overwhelming odds. Lyra listens intently, feeling a connection to him that she never expected. "You humans are more than just soldiers," she says, her voice soft. "You are a beacon of hope." Ethan smiles, feeling the weight of her words. "And you, Lyra, are the spark that ignites that hope. Together we can save your people." As they train and grow closer, the Zelthari start to regain their confidence. With Ethan's guidance and Lyra's leadership, they prepare for the battle ahead, knowing that they are not alone. They have awakened not just a warrior, but a chance at survival. The days pass quickly as Ethan and Lyra work tirelessly to prepare the Zelthari soldiers for the battle ahead. In a series of training montages, the scene comes alive with action. Ethan leads the soldiers through various combat techniques, demonstrating how to use high-tech weapons and navigate close-quarters combat. The Zelthari watch in awe as Ethan effortlessly disarms opponents and showcases skills they have never seen before. The training grounds are filled with the sounds of clashing weapons and grunts of determination. Lyra watches proudly as her people learn and adapt. They are beginning to understand the importance of teamwork and strategy. Ethan emphasizes the need to trust one another, saying, "In battle, you must have each other's backs. Only together can we win." As the training continues, however, tension begins to rise among some of the Zelthari soldiers. A small group starts to question Ethan's presence. They whisper among themselves, feeling threatened by the human's authority and abilities. "Why should we trust a soldier from a lost race?" one of them mutters. "What if he is here to sabotage us?" Lyra notices the growing conflict, but tries to stay focused on their mission. She believes in Ethan and knows that he is their best chance for survival. However, the doubt among her soldiers begins to fester, and soon it escalates into a confrontation. During a training session, the group of dissenting soldiers confronts Ethan, demanding to know why he should lead them. Ethan, shocked by the hostility, responds calmly, "I am here to help you. We all want the same thing, to defeat the AI and protect our homes." But the soldiers are not convinced. In a heated exchange, they accuse him of being a spy and try to force him out of the camp. The tension in the air is palpable as Lyra steps in, determined to mediate. "Enough!" Lyra shouts, her voice echoing across the training grounds. "Ethan is our ally and we must trust him. We cannot afford to turn against each other now." Her words calm the situation temporarily, but the seeds of doubt have been planted. The emotional core of the story deepens when, during a training exercise, tragedy strikes. One of Lyra's close team members, a brave soldier named Kale, gets injured while demonstrating a maneuver that Ethan had taught them. Despite Lyra's attempts to save him, Kyle succumbs to his injuries in her arms. Lyra is heartbroken, and the loss hits her hard. As she kneels beside Kale's lifeless body, Lyra feels a mix of grief and anger. "We should have been better prepared!" she cries, her heart aching. Kale had always believed in the alliance with Ethan, and now his death weighs heavily on Lyra's conscience. She realizes that they must honor his memory by uniting and trusting each other, especially during these dark times. In the wake of Kale's death, Lyra gathers the remaining soldiers, her eyes fierce and determined. We fight not just for ourselves, but for Kale and all our fallen comrades. We must stand together. With renewed resolve, she knows that the only way to honor Kale's sacrifice is to push forward and unite her people against the true enemy. As the soldiers wipe away their tears and steel themselves for the upcoming battle, Lyra looks to Ethan, understanding that together they must face not only the AI but also the internal conflict that threatens to tear them apart. The day of reckoning finally arrives. The Zelthari and humans stand side by side, ready to face their enemy. The atmosphere is tense as they prepare for battle. The sound of distant explosions fills the air, signaling that the enemy's forces are approaching. With a determined look, Lyra rallies her troops. Today we fight for our lives. We will show them that we are not afraid. As the enemy army launches its attack, chaos erupts on the battlefield. Ethan leads the charge alongside Lyra, guiding the Zelthari soldiers through the thick smoke and flying debris. The sight is both breathtaking and terrifying as orbital bombardments light up the sky, raining down destruction on the enemy forces. Explosions burst like fireworks, casting flickering shadows on the ground below. AI drones swarm above, their metallic bodies glinting in the sunlight as they dive and swoop through the air, firing laser beams at the defending forces. Lyra and Ethan dodge the blasts, using advanced cloaking devices to stay hidden from the enemy's sights. The scene is intense, with vivid details showcasing the struggle between the two sides. Just when it seems the enemy has the upper hand, Lyra notices a huge enemy flagship hovering in the sky, directing the assault. It towers over everything, a symbol of their oppression. In that moment, hope begins to fade and panic sets in among the soldiers. But then, Ethan steps forward, his face set with determination. "I can take down that flagship," he declares, surprising everyone around him. "If we can destroy it, we can turn the tide of this battle." His bravery ignites a spark of hope within the Zelthari. Lyra knows this is a risky move, but she also understands the importance of taking a chance. As Ethan prepares for his mission, Lyra feels a wave of fear wash over her. She rushes to him, urgency in her voice. "You can't do this alone! We need to find a way to work together." Ethan meets her gaze, his eyes filled with resolve. "I have to do this, Lyra. Without taking that flagship down, none of us will survive. I believe in us." In that emotional moment, Lyra realizes just how much Ethan means to her and how vital his presence is in this fight. "If you go, I'll be right behind you. We'll do this together," she promises, her heart pounding with fear and determination. As they share a brief but powerful moment of connection, Lyra understands that their bond is stronger than any threat they face. With renewed strength, Ethan takes off toward the flagship, and Lyra rallies the remaining soldiers, inspiring them to follow him into battle. Together, they unleash a fierce assault on the flagship, using everything they've learned. The clash of weapons and the roar of battle surround them as they fight side by side, showing that they are more than just allies. They are a united force. As the battle rages on, Ethan and Lyra fight with all their might, knowing that their survival depends on their ability to trust each other and work together. They are determined to win, not just for themselves, but for all their people. The battle finally comes to an end. The air is thick with smoke and the cries of the wounded. Lyra and Ethan look around at the destruction, feeling a mix of relief and sorrow. They won the fight, but at a heavy cost. Many brave soldiers lost their lives, and the battlefield is littered with memories of sacrifice. The once thriving city lies in ruins, a reminder of what they fought to protect. As the dust settles, Lyra takes a deep breath and turns to Ethan. "We did it." "We actually did it," she says, her voice trembling. Ethan nods, but they both know that this victory is bittersweet. They mourn the loss of their comrades, and a sense of responsibility weighs heavily on their shoulders. In that moment, Lyra realizes how far they have come. The alliance between humans and Zelthari, once a fragile hope, has become a strong bond forged in battle. They are not just fighting for survival anymore, they are building a future together. Lyra places her hand on Ethan's shoulder and he looks into her eyes, understanding the depth of their shared journey. "We can't let their sacrifices be in vain," Ethan says. "We need to honor them by creating something better for our people." Lyra agrees, and together they envision a new era where humans and Zelthari work hand in hand, sharing knowledge and strength. With determination, They gather the remaining soldiers and begin to discuss their next steps. Lyra proposes the idea of forming a federation, a united force that combines their technologies and cultures. The soldiers, still weary but inspired, rally around this vision. "Together we can rebuild," Lyra declares. "Together we will rise." As plans begin to take shape, Lyra and Ethan see the light of hope shining through the darkness. They start working on a new government that includes representatives from both races, ensuring that every voice is heard. The atmosphere shifts from despair to optimism, as everyone understands that they are part of something much bigger. In the following days, they begin to rebuild their cities, working side by side with a shared purpose. Humans teach the Zelthari new techniques, while the Zelthari share their advanced technology. The fusion of their cultures creates something extraordinary, an alliance that strengthens them both. As the story comes to a close, we see Lyra and Ethan standing together, looking out over the bustling streets filled with life and laughter. They smile, knowing they have opened new paths for their people. Their leadership and humanity have sparked a new beginning, leading them toward a brighter future. The final message resonates deeply. Through unity and understanding, even the darkest times can lead to a new dawn. Together, they are not just survivors. They are pioneers of hope. With that, the screen fades to black, leaving the audience with a sense of possibility and the belief that together, anything can be achieved.